Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Global Party Healing on All Levels. The guest today is beautiful Cynthia Jai, originally born in China, now living in Singapore. And Cynthia is going to be talking about the healing power of the voice. Just imagine that there's healing power in our voice. I'm so excited to hear about this conversation. Welcome, Cynthia.
Hi, Jacqueline. I'm glad to be here. And excited to share with everyone the healing power of our voice.
This is going to be great. And one of the things that I asked everybody that was talking was, did they have a piece of music that inspired them or brought them peace? And what piece of music did you choose?
Oh, I chose one of the pieces recommended by Tony Robbins. And it's a piece for meditation. And the music itself is very healing as well.
Okay, so this is called the Devi Prayer, Hymn to Divine Mother, right?
That's right, yeah.
Akasha. So let's just listen in.
Sure.
Mahakali Bhairavi Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha.
What did you feel the first time you heard that song?
I felt a type of awe. That's the first time when I heard it.
And you went, yes, Tony, you know what you're talking about. No.
Yeah. No, I was surprised. Actually, he recommended that kind of healing music. Usually he's like this, right?
But he needs that to be able to do the
Yeah. Yeah.
So how did you discover that the human voice and what you share with others and help them heal is actually healing?
Yeah, I think it's in the beginning, it was my own voice. So even though that in my early years, I was trained in Chinese traditional opera singing.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That would have been so beautiful.
Yeah. And then the singing is still different from the speaking voice. Yeah. So I fully developed my voice when I went into my career, the professional career. So that's where I realized that because I am an introvert and being an introvert, so it was difficult for me to be heard in meetings, in discussions. And that's where I thought, okay, what if I had a powerful voice? And I started to look for different resources, and I've learned also from different teachers. So teachers to help me, not only just developing the voice, but also a lot of other things to help me feel more powerful about the voice I have. And what was the fundamental change was that because when I changed my voice, changing the voice, I'm talking about the literal change of the voice. For when my voice was literally changed, I not only felt that my voice was more powerful, but also I felt more powerful. And I was very surprised at the result that I got. And after that, I did many researches and I realized, okay, that was the reason. Because voice, people always overlooked that voice is vibration. When we change the vibration, which is the voice in our body, our vibrational frequency will also be changed. So that was the reason that I felt so powerful when I changed my voice.
Well,
And
can I just say it? Because
sure.
I'm imagining, right, that you were on stage
Yes.
singing.
Yes.
Right? So you were able to stand on stage and have this presence when you sung.
Mm-hmm.
Yet when you were in a meeting, outside of that, you were more quiet.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So you had to bring the two of them together, that presence that you could be on stage in the sense, is that it? To that same sort of inside and inwardly in everything you did. So it was always that high vibration.
Oh, no. So the vibration, the voice I am talking about is not the metaphorical voice. It is the literal physical voice.
Okay.
So the singing, literal singing voice, physical voice, and the speaking voice, they are still differences.
Okay.
And what I developed in my early career was the speaking voice. And I still have a lot of clients who used to be singers. Okay. And they always told me the same. They said, oh, when I sing, I can sing with the so-called, with the support of the diaphragm. But when I speak, it is not supported by the diaphragm.
Right.
So I know what they're talking about because I was in singing and then I developed my speaking voice.
Yeah.
So when we develop the speaking voice, because most people, the voice projection is coming from here. Can you hear the difference?
Yes. No.
the voice is a little bit higher pitched, a bit thin.
Uh-huh.
And so that's the voice that we develop, which is using the full body to project the voice and to generate more vibration. And when there's more physical vibration in the body, the physical vibration, we know that mind and body are one. Right. So when we change the body, which is create more vibration in the body, it will affect the mind.
Well, this is kind of like, you know, all these analogies are coming to me, and they're all musical, and it's very interesting because my daughter has studied opera, right? She's been classically trained, and my younger other one sings, and so I'm seeing the difference in our communication. So is it like you're talking different than like tuning your voice to a vibration? Like I talk about sometimes perfect pitch. Yes. You know, very few people have perfect pitch in their, yes. You know, when they sing, and that's like the high vibration when we're communicating and we're flowing, let's say, but most of us are talking like everybody can sing, but yes. A lot of people can't even carry a tune. So is that what we're talking about here with the little voice, or is it the same sort of idea? Or
it's a little bit different. So maybe let me make an example. It's just like when we develop our body. Mm-hmm. When some people, for example, let's say men, they want to have the six packs. Yeah. Well, before people develop their voice, it's like the body has no six packs.
Right.
And once they develop their voice, and it's like people have six packs. Mm-hmm. So that's the difference.
So can anybody develop their voice?
Yes. Because there are a lot of potentials in our voices.
Okay. Is there a particular, besides singers, right, that you know that are talking about it, is there somebody that is drawn to you naturally? Like they just kind of go, yes, I would like my voice to get stronger, versus a public speaker?
Okay, yes. Yeah. So for example, many of my male clients, they came to me and they said, I want to sound like Morgan Freeman. So Morgan Freeman's voice is one of the most wanted voices in my clients. But of course that's the quality that they want. It's not that you are going to become like Morgan Freeman. You will have the quality of his voice.
Right. Because his voice is powerful but gentle, right? It has this healing vibration to it.
Yes. And it's very relaxed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do we have to do exercises? So what would be the first thing if I came to you and said, Cynthia, yes. I want to, I don't know what I want. I want the voice of Morgan Freeman, but no, I was like, but I don't.
For ladies, we can have a voice like Louise Hay.
Louise Hay, okay.
Yes, yeah. So the voice I help people develop is I named it as full voice. The full voice is a voice that's projected with the full body.
Okay.
Instead of a voice coming from here. So the difference.
You did that very well. How did you do that?
So because that you know the body well. So I know the body well. But also in my students, in my classes, sometimes they ask me, they say, wow, Cynthia, do you often switch on and off?
Yes.
So I say, no, because once you develop that full voice, as we mentioned earlier, your vibration will be different. That's a vibration that you feel so comfortable and so good in it. So that's the vibration you will be with for the rest of your life. That's also the reason many of my clients, when we developed their full voice, they said, I don't know why, I just feel good. Yeah. So I said it's because the vibration is changed.
So the vibration of your voice is symbolic, really, or it's actually physical manifestation of what is healing in your body, because your body you're all one, because you're energetic vibration, right?
Yes, and also because every cell in our body has a vibrational frequency. So for most of us as human beings, that as long as we're human beings, we always have cells that are going to run out of vibration with the whole body's vibration. So there will be some cells, for example, if we have neck pain, the cells here, they are out of sync with the whole body's vibrational frequency. So we can use the voice to help you restore the vibration here.
Okay, so let's talk about someone that comes with a neck, just like you said, a neck issue. Okay, yes. How do you work with them to help them heal?
Okay, so whatever problems they come to me with is they go through the same process, which is the process of developing the full voice. Because when you develop the full voice, there are 4 major steps. So the 4 major steps will help them to start to realign the whole body vibration. So the pain or the out of sync vibration in certain places will get reduced.
So is it, like I know people, when we talk about music, right, the healing power of a piece of music, I can feel in my body like there's a sense of, almost like an energy wave moving through many times. And I can, I'm very sensitive to energy walking in and out of a room. So you're helping people tune into their own energy frequency, in a sense, raising the vibe.
Yes, that's right.
Isn't that so cool? It's like, you had no idea, everybody, that it could be worked with your voice. You don't have to go to a chiropractor to get that vibe change.
That's right.
And you can do this anywhere in the world, right?
Yes. So a lot of my clients, I have clients based in Canada. I have clients based in the States. It's all over the world. And
I know, because you just recently came back from doing a talk and workshop in Amsterdam, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And how did you end up over there?
Oh, it was there was a conference there. So I was speaking at a conference. And then after the conference, I organized a one-day workshop for my clients there. Yeah.
Yeah, this is so now would you say that most of your clients come because they have a health issue? Is it a confidence issue? Is it that they used to be, for instance, singers or public, or they want to be public speakers? Do you have an ideal client?
Yes. So the majority of them, they came to me is because they want to have more confidence in one area of their lives. So for example, one of them is that they are speakers. So when they speak, they feel that they don't sound like the experts they claim to be.
Right.
So they want to develop a more powerful voice so that when they speak, they can convey more authority.
Yeah.
And also there are people who had similar experiences like I did, which was that they are in meetings and they don't feel their voice was heard.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally resonate with this, because I've shared many times that I'll read somebody's website and I'll think, oh, wow, they're awesome. And then I'll hear them, right? I'll hear them actually speak. And I go, who wrote your website? It's a different vibration.
Yeah. So it's not, it's not aligned.
Right. I think that's why I've gone to such a thing and just said, okay, so this is me, right? Take it however you get it, because I just want it to be that it's authentic, and in the sense that some days there's a sort of a power and an energy that moves through, and other times it's a little muffled, that everything isn't always perfect. And it's a journey in terms of healing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So also so the voice I help people develop, I call that the authoritative and authentic voice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what you said resonated.
Yeah. So the authentic voice is really where people truly want to go, but they might think they want the authoritative one.
Yes. They want to be seen and be heard as the expert. Mm-hmm. They claim to be.
Yeah. And that's the great thing about video, right? Like, I mean, and well, you mentioned Tony Robbins in the beginning, right? Tony Robbins is that he exudes in a very large way his confidence, but then there's we'll say the Dalai Lama, who exudes his confidence in a quiet, kind of a giggly way. Sometimes I love his little laugh. And then there's Mother Mira, or somebody who just doesn't say anything, but that confidence, that vibration just comes through.
Yeah. And also, once you develop the full voice, you become more aligned. This alignment will also make you feel more comfortable in being yourself. It's also more authentic.
So it's kind of like, do you think you were, if you look back in your life, okay, so did you put your energy into sort of becoming an opera singer, and in that sense, so it was becoming an opera singer versus becoming Cynthia?
I never thought about that, but I always chased for developing my own full potential. Mm-hmm. So since young, I remember very clearly. That's where I always look for what are my potentials, where can I develop more. And actually, the first motivational speaker that I've ever heard of was Tony Robbins. Yeah. And then after that, about many other teachers like Louise Hay. Yeah.
And so what would you say was the biggest aha for you as you noticed your voice was shifting and healing?
The aha was that I felt much more confident in many ways. Mm-hmm. So not only that my voice sounded more confident, but also I felt more confident in many ways. And I was very surprised.
So could you give us an example of, let's say, maybe the difference between a meeting previously to a meeting, let's say now, or something, how you would be different or experience the difference?
Oh, okay. So once I developed my voice, because in the past, when I was in meetings or even just casual discussions, I wouldn't say much. And also I was always waiting for the right opportunity to speak. But the right opportunity seldom came. So, and then also, even if I finally said something, looks like that no one was paying attention. So that was what I was experiencing in the past. And also my boss who hired me, he said, when I hired you, I thought you were very capable. But I seldom see you speak in meetings. So that was in my first yearly review, annual review.
Okay.
Yeah. So then after that, I started to develop my voice. Mm-hmm. And there was one day I remember that not long after I started to feel more confident. There was one time I was hosting a wedding ceremony
Uh-huh.
with another friend for our common friends. So
Nice.
we are the two co-hosts. And I didn't know why that it just suddenly that as we were discussing,
Mhm.
he started to ask almost everything about my opinion. It's not that guy, he does not have an opinion.
Right.
I knew that friend well, and he is very capable as well.
Mhm.
But I was so surprised, and then all of a sudden I said, oh, he was asking so much about my opinion.
Mhm.
And I can see and feel that he was feeling that what I said was very important, and what I said probably will determine what we're going to do. So that's where I felt the shift.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's fab. And so that makes me also think, can there be an overuse of the human voice, right? In the sense that somebody is using it a lot, or like angry, for instance, in that sense, they're like they have it's easy for them to outburst, and
Yes.
that it's still not a authentic vibration. So can you work with those two to maybe bring it down so it's
Yes.
quiet?
Yeah. They're actually the other end of the spectrum. So I have clients whose voice was too soft and they don't speak much. I have clients whose voice was too loud, or they tend to explode too much.
Right.
So I do have the other end. And so they came to me, they want to develop a voice that's sounding more in control.
Like Morgan Freeman.
Yes. more in control. Yes, like Morgan Freeman, and more relaxed.
Yeah.
And even when they're angry, they don't want their emotion to be easily outburst to others.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would be one exercise or one awareness that somebody could do that was watching right now?
Yeah, so that's the thing that I want people to also start to shift their perceptions, because most people think that in order to have a powerful voice, you have to use a lot of effort. But to the contrary, that if you want to have more powerful voice, the more relaxed you are, the more powerful your voice will be. So I always tell my clients to relax. Yeah.
So we have to shake it off and just.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Or another way is I ask them to sigh more. Yes. Yeah. And also when we're sighing, we don't use effort. That's how much we should be having when we're projecting our voice, which is no effort. Yeah.
We should just have everybody that's watching this whole globe like just.
Yes. And also we can sigh with joy, like,
It's over.
Yeah.
Well, I know we had Mila Sims from New Zealand, and she's the tooth fairy. She was talking about relaxing the jaw. She was saying that people should be yawning and like, and just the same idea that so much tension is in their jaw. And that's what made me, when we sighed, I was like, that was the same sort of idea, is that I guess here it is, healing power of voice, this whole area can tend to be, in a sense, tight or congested.
Yes, and also the body as well. So there are some of my clients, for example, who are speaking with a mumbling voice. Their voice, the jaws are very tight. But also there are other clients, they have tension here or even the back. Yeah, so it's all over the place. That's the consequences of being a human being. Or a human doing.
A human doing, exactly. Yeah. This is what most of us is. And yeah, because I remember when I was in corporate, decades ago, but in my 20s, I already had like golf ball size of stress in my back, right? And although, I was doing and doing all those things, and it was so great, and I was probably had a voice that it would seem like it was authoritative, right? Yeah. I even had a little plastic hammer that I bought people in the head with when they were taking too long in meetings. But it wasn't authentic.
Yes.
Right. So as I started to become more in tune with me, the stress and everything just disappears and the healing does occur. So I think this is fabulous. I think everybody listening needs to be sighing.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And
The other
finding
one.
joy.
Yes, that's right. So you're talking about the corporate world reminded me. The other thing about voice is the expression of our words.
Mm-hmm.
So there are so many of my clients because the majority of them, they are coming from the corporate world,
Mm-hmm.
and they are so left-brained,
Yes.
and which was made their voices was very logical.
Mm-hmm.
So we take a long time for them to start to feel the expression and also started to express themselves, express the words. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I guess that it's almost like a hard-boiled egg sometimes, right? Like they have come to you and they want help, but you really have to, make that shell soft.
Yes.
So they can start to let their left brain go and, work with their right brain. Is that? Yeah, the other way around.
We're actually working with, one is work with the right brain.
Yeah,
the
right
other
brain,
one
yeah.
is we get out of the head and go into the body.
So do you have them moving around when they're in the body? Are they doing deep breathing too? The sigh is one thing, because, there's so many different ways people talk about, healing, like with dance. So how do we, are we all turning on karaoke? What are we doing?
No. So some of them, they would get scared if I ask them to sing. So, yeah, sighing is one, and then we do breathing exercises.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I invented some of the names for the breathing exercises, like Kung Fu breathing. So you do breathing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So we changed the old and bad breathing pattern
Mm-hmm.
to make it the proper breathing and make the proper breathing a habit. So they're breathing exercises. And then also we have projection exercises
Mm-hmm.
to help them start to use the proper breath to project the voice. And the proper projection exercise usually is either sitting or standing, so they don't move around that much.
Right.
Yeah. And then it's just we make different, very funny sounds.
But it's probably, in that sense, making new sounds is kind of allowing them to relax and be a little playful, I'm sure, by letting them hear something different.
Yes, and also it's a way to train the body,
mm-hmm.
to retrain the body to get used to this new way of projection.
And that's the key, right? Is that you're retraining the body. You're not retraining the mind.
That's right.
The mind is so fixed. So we're trying to relax the mind, retrain the body, so you can talk confidently, authentically, and heal.
And also because you're going all the way in with the body. When we speak, it is a whole body, but it's not a work of exerting effort. Is a type of work of relaxing. So when you're doing that, your whole body is going in. So even when you're in conversations, you become more engaged.
Yeah. Well, here's something that I noticed for me just over this past few months is that I feel that my voice comes out easier when I'm standing than when I'm sitting.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
That's normal, because when we are standing up, the channels are more open and more flowing. When we are sitting down, we're kind of like this one, or hunching our backs. So it's not very easy for the channel to be open and flow.
Hey, this is good stuff. So how would be the first step? What would be the first step? Where can someone find you? How can they start to work with you?
Okay, so I would recommend them to sign up for my 3-part free video lessons, which is on my website. Oh, I have a gift for them, which they can get a free e-copy of my book. So
this is good. So we'll have all the links below, but this is, I think for most of you, this is probably the first time you realize that you could do simple little tangible exercises with your voice. This isn't
Yes.
about having to go work out and go running. You're instead of developing a muscle, almost like you're relaxing and bringing
Yes.
a presence, and it's a freedom in the sense that you're feeling more relaxed and joy to find your authenticness.
Yes.
It's almost quite the opposite, isn't it, Cynthia? Because
That's right.
it's been so left-brained. The right brain is relax, let it flow, it'll come.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it will come. So that's the thing, because I always tell my clients, when you are developing your voice, you are growing a plant. So some of them, they are so concerned about getting the result, which is very corporate culture.
Yeah.
And so they said, I'm not seeing the result yet. I'm not seeing the result yet. I said, you're not going to see the result until this period of time, because we are retraining the body, letting the body to be open, to be more easily generating vibration. Then the voice, as a result, a full voice, a more authoritative, authentic voice will come.
Yeah, the growing of the plant, right? I think it's even with what's going on with healing on the planet, people like to get caught up in when the dirt gets thrown up in the air, right? But sometimes you pull the weed and the dirt goes flying, and then I like always the analogy of the bamboo shoot, right? It's then it goes. So I feel like that's what's going on now. People are all starting to realize that they're not happy. They're stressed. They would love to be passionate and full of joy and relaxed like Cynthia. Like, look at her. She's chilled. Okay.
So a client of mine, he said, you look so laid back. I said, I'm not really laid back, but I'm relaxed.
Yeah. And that's the idea, is to be able to be relaxed at any time.
Yes. Yeah.
Most people are probably only relaxed for part of their weekend.
Yeah.
They're already starting on Sunday thinking about Monday, and there's so much up here. So this is fabulous work that you're doing.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
So now because you can do it all online, right? Do you do many workshops around, besides the one that you did in Amsterdam?
Oh, yes. So because I have 2 partners in Silicon Valley, so I go there about at least twice per year to hold some workshops and meet some clients there as well.
So that means if you're over here in North America, it's really easy. You just have to find out when she's going next time to Silicon Valley, which
in July.
Right. Yeah. Near San Francisco. There you go.
Yes.
For those of you who are unaware, that's where you find her. And then you come down and visit.
Yeah, there was a time I had some inquiries from the East Coast. And then so I flew to East Coast, hold a workshop there. And there was one lady, she flew from Toronto to join my New Jersey workshop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's really where was my home. I spent 50 years in Toronto and just was guided about 4 years ago now to come to Prince Edward Island. And so we have 2 Buddhist monasteries here and 2 nunneries that have arrived from, and that same thing. So we have this on this side of on the east side of the island, there's a sense of much more peace. Even a couple of the Amish have started to come, so we can be driving along the road and we'll see the horse and buggies, and it's just kind of like you just chill. Even when you see that, you just relax, and it's such a different experience. And I do feel the same idea is that when I was in corporate, I could never have lived in so much nature.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So that's the reason that I actually enjoy all those moments when I visit other cities, other countries, because Singapore is a city. It's a very, very busy city, and so you don't find a lot of nature. There is nature, but it's not like out of nowhere. There'll be no one. Yeah. So here, everywhere you go, you see people. Yeah.
But it's a clean city and it's an orderly city, right?
Yeah, very orderly. Yeah.
And it's not far to Bali.
Oh, no, not very far. Yeah.
No. There are some really good nature spots right around you.
Yeah.
that
But
people
it's all
travel all around the world to get to.
the thing is, they're all the same because they're all islands, and my preferred nature is not islands. So I know there are a lot of people, they are very jealous of where I live. They said, how nice, you can see sun all the time, there is a beach. So I said, but unfortunately my dream place is not a beach.
Is it a forest? Is it a mountain?
Yes, mountain and forest.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. So where would your dream place be? Where are we going to find you next?
Okay, so I was actually in Switzerland after the Amsterdam conference. So I took a quick train to Switzerland and look at the mountains and the lakes. And then, so the next stop would be in San Francisco.
Lucerne is a beautiful place, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, I was there. Yeah, very beautiful.
Yeah. No, and I think that's the great thing about the world is there's so many beautiful places, and just like each of us are different, each place in the world is different. So you just have to find what brings you joy. And this is why we have so many speakers sharing here on the Global Party, healing on all levels, because there are multiple levels, there's multiple perspectives. And if anything that Cynthia has been sharing here resonates with you, then reach out and start this journey of healing by using the inner power of your voice. Like, I just think this I'm not even sure how I got guided to Cynthia, but it was like immediately something jumped out inside me and said, she's going to be great on this conversation. So I'm so glad that you were able to join us.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me.
And I look forward to talking again.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.